Okay guys, welcome back to Easeldoesitstudio. So I got some different things on the table here. So I had bought this 3-pack of candles last year because I planned on doing a Halloween video using them. And I had completely forgot about them. And then all of a sudden I remembered them the other day. So I've been like racking my brain, like, what can I do? And I just didn't want to make a basic thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up just using, I think, these two. They're the most similar. No. Just I looked and they're different. So these, we're going to use these. That way I can have 3 of them. So these are the Let's Resin mushroom jars. And so I'm not going to use the top. We're only going to use the bottom. So, and one of them is out of whack, so I'm going to have to put something on it. So in here, I've got 8 ounces of the Craftor 1-to-1 resin mixing right now. And these are the only like autumn glitters that I have. I don't have a ton of autumn stuff. So I'm going to mix these together and we'll just keep adding to kind of get a look. So we're going to pour that in here. But we're not using the cover. This is going to be the base of our candle holder. Then I pulled out 3 of my coaster molds. These are going to pour in black. I will probably add some black glitter. But I'm not filling them all the way. I am just filling them enough to give a thin layer across the bottom. And then these, when we unmold them, they are going to be on top of our jar for our candle holder. And the reason that I picked black is because the bottoms of these candles are black. So I'm like, why not? So I have 4 ounces of the Let's Resin black epoxy resin mixed up for these. I'm hoping it's enough. So that is the plan. So I do have to run some tape over these. I will run the black through the debubbler, but I'm not going to on this because there's, hang on. There's going to be so much glue and glitter in here that I don't think it's really going to matter much. So let's get these kind of wiped out. So luckily I have 2 of the hand mixers. So I have one in my Estoyo mixer and the other one in my Let's Resin mixer. So they are all done. And I got a little something on here. So let me... I mean, I don't think it's going to show anyways, but just to be on the safe side, let's wipe it out. All right, so let me grab some gloves and get my resin over here. And then I will be putting that through the curing machine. All right, so let me just bring this over. Just because I want to clean this right now. So I also have another idea that I'm going to do it's going to be similar to this, but with a different base option. So this one, it will be geared towards Halloween, but yet if you change the candle out, you can go right into fall. So I was trying to keep colors that would kind of match, but yet be able to use 2 seasons. So this is kind of what I came up with. And I did get in a couple of new emblems. So if we have some stuff left, we'll probably end up putting something on that. All right, so let me just remix this. And I found that with the Bond Craftor resin, if you use the Let's Resin mixer, you get way less bubbles. Either in the small automatic one or the stand-up handheld basic one. So I am trying to make sure this is all mixed, but yet not incorporate a ton of bubbles if I can help it. I mean, when we pour the glitter and stuff, we're gonna probably get some bubbles in here. Now, I don't remember how much these take. So it's, yeah, it's gonna be a guessing game. So what I'll do is I'm gonna do those 2 first, and if we have enough, then I'll pour the wonky one. If not, I'll just make 2, and then I can make another one at a later date. You know what, though? I think I'm gonna, yeah, let's see. I'm gonna pour it in this one, but I gotta wipe this one out first. Just so that we can have, I don't know, something a little easier to mix. Because when I start adding the glitter in here, it's gonna displace a lot of the resin. So I definitely want to have, you know, enough room in there so we can stir it and then add the glue. So I hope these come out good. You know, then you could, you know, use a plain candle. You could make them all different colors. All right, so we're gonna pour some of this in. And I like this darker one too, so. And then let's see what and I do want this to be like full. So I know we're gonna need more than that, but just to start getting them mixed. All right, let's put a little bit of the gold. And these are the chunky ones. I believe I got these at Michael's, guys. Now this cup will probably end up being designated for glitter. Let's see. And I still can see my stick through there. All right. And now I'm wondering, do I put a touch of like an orange? And I don't have any more big fat popsicle sticks, so I'm stuck with this little one. All right, I am gonna put a smidge of orange. We'll just use some orange alcohol ink. All right, I need a bigger stick. I need a bigger stick. I'll use one of these purple ones. All right, I think that is looking good. And we're gonna put, we'll start with 8 drops, 1 ounce, 1 drop per ounce. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, we'll start with that, and we will see, because I don't want the glitter to sink, so that's the purpose of the clear glue. All right, let me just grab my bottom base for my curing machine. And that way I can fill it up and move it. And am I gonna have room? Okay, so I will have room for all 3 if we do all 3. Cool. Okay. So I'm gonna keep that one aside for right now. I'm gonna move these off to one side. And we are gonna get these poured. So in 2.5 hours, I will be able to get this done. And if we have extra of any, then we will just make some extra stuff. All right, let's set that there. I'll get my stick to get ready to cut it. Now I will probably go about halfway and then just squeeze around that bottom layer so we make sure we don't get a bubble in the rim. Okay. So I'm just going to go around and we're going to squeeze that lip. All right. I'm going to spray some more alcohol and get some more poured. You know, it's like when you don't have a ton of new molds and you want to do something different, you got to start incorporating some of the other pieces. Now, I did get a new mold in, guys. It is a 3-tier stand, but it's ginormous. It's, yeah, it's gonna take like, I think, 30 ounces of resin to do all the pieces. We will be doing that coming right up, because I do, I want to make a, like a Halloween stand, like to put desserts or whatever on. So I'm just slowly letting that fill up. So while let's get this one pouring. While that oozes its way down. And the only thing with this cup is it doesn't have ounces, so I don't know how much each of these take. I'm hoping I have enough to do the 3, but I'm not feeling confident, put it that way. All right, we'll stop there. Let's get this guy topped off. And I think what I'm going to do this time is, before I turn this on, I'm going to give it an hour to just kind of degas on its own. And then I will come down and then turn it on. Just to be on the safe side. Now, I don't have to worry about doming this because it's not going to be what it is supposed to be. So, because that top piece is going to be, I haven't decided if it's going to be the top or the bottom of the candle holder, but we will find out here in a few minutes. Well, for you guys, it'll be just a little bit, but for me, it'll be just a couple of hours. Oh, I might have enough, guys. I don't know. I'd have to pour it back in my cup to see if I have what I have left for ounces. Well, wait, let's see. All right, so 8 ounces is 240 mLs. All right, I'll see if I can, you know, me and math. All right. Yeah, you know what? We're going to do it. And then I'll just have to find something to put in there on the sides. Maybe I'll take like a little mica bottle or something. All right, let's get this third one. And maybe once I get this in there, it will straighten itself out. Let's hope. Because I didn't have like 3 of the same type of jars. That's what I've been I mean, I could have done them, you know, one and then did another one, but when you do them together, they're more apt to match than when you do them separate. All right, so let's just give this a good squirt. I mean, a good squeeze. My goodness, my words are difficult today. And I'm trying to think of like a way to, if I need to embellish, I think it would be just the lid part of this candle holder that we're making. So I'm not sure yet what we're gonna do with that. Oh my gosh, guys, I think we're gonna make it. Let that work its way down. I'm just gonna, just don't want no micro bubbles building up right in there. And if one's a little wonky, it doesn't really matter because they're just bases, but I'd still like them to, you know, all look the same. All right, so I guess we're gonna end up designating this for a glitter spatula. Because I'm not, I mean, if I can get these, you know, domed, fine. I wasn't too worried if I couldn't. I just don't want to overfill. All right. Okay. Let me grab a couple paper towels here, and I'm gonna spray my spatula down and see if I can get, yay, I got all the glitter off. So I guess if you clean them immediately, you can get the glitter out. So we're just gonna do the same to this, and get some on the outside here. Clean that up first. Yeah, this might not be as easy. Well, I got most of it. So, yay. All right, so now we are going to get our black. And I gotta find something. Yeah. There. I think that's gonna work. Okay, so let me grab my black, and because I let it set, I don't have to run it through the debubbler. Just wipe these. Because if I don't do this now, guys, I end up forgetting, and yeah, and then I'm in a mess. So I have to clean my paddles as I go. All right, now, so I'm glad that I was able to do all three, because trying to get the same color consistency isn't always easy to do. All right. So because I have little flecks of glitter everywhere, let me get my black. Just looking to see what else I had for glitter. I don't have a ton. So we're gonna end up doing this black holographic glitter. Just so it will have some sort of a sparkle, and all right. And it doesn't, I don't think it's got to be a ton, but I do want to have a little bit in there. I think that will be good. I am going to put 2 drops of glue, even though I'm going to make these very thin. 1, 2. I don't want to end up with a clear layer, so we'll see what 2 drops looks like. We might not have to do the full 4, but we'll see. All right, I guess we're gonna try just the 2 and see what happens. All righty. So again, I just want that rim and base, that top part coated. I don't want to fill this all the way up. I want it to be level, but not like a full coaster, because that's not what we're using it for. All right, let's see what we got for ounces left. So there's just over, we have an ounce left, so that's 1 ounce per coaster. So that, I think, is going to be perfect. All right, so let me just get this moved, and then we'll put the rest in some of our embellishments. Okay. I am going to put the lid on it just so that nothing gets into the resin. All right. So these are the two that I ended up getting from Amazon. And they are fondant molds. So I figured these were really pretty for like to put on the front of jars and stuff. And then these are like individual ones. But I was hoping this one here would maybe fit like around the rim. But there's only one, so each one of these are different. Like these are similar shapes, but they are different. And then this has a really nice long one. So I know that I want to try this. And I know that if I just stick these in there for an hour after the other one comes out, I'll be fine. They'll still be soft and bendy. Now we could also probably do these in UV resin, but because we have some left, we might as well just try it, right? Because I'm dying to see what these are gonna look like. And, you know, like size-wise. So if I have some made, then it gives me that way of finding out what size they are. So I'm just going to go into them, like the grooves in the bottom, and hopefully dislodge any bubbles. Just got to get some of this going more down this way. Okay. I guess I'm going to have to get a little spatula thingy, like a little scraper. I don't have, that's one I don't have a, wait a minute. I do. I have this one. Just noticed it, guys. All right. And I just want a little drip down in here. Okay. All right. I think that's good. And what's my other favorite one? I really like this one. So let's, oh, I don't know if I didn't even remember if I sprayed. So I'm thinking by doing these maybe with a stick, it might make it a little easier to kind of maneuver it around without going over. And I mean, who knows? We might have enough to fill all of these. Like this one's a nice, easy. You know, this one here, I could probably do this one in like a mixed mold. Oh my gosh, Sophie. The dog's chewing our bone right above our heads. All right, that's looking good. Try to put it over in this one over here. I just stabbed my finger with my pokey stick. Let's do this one. And then if they, you know, if they do look good, they would look pretty over the orange glitter as well, so. Just trying to get that to go into all the little groove areas here. Let's see, slide that back. Oh. Try to just get the ones that are done kind of out of the way here. Because you really don't know what the details are until they've been demolded, so I actually didn't think we were going to have any left, so I'm kind of glad we do. So what I'll do is I'll finish filling these up, and then we will get them all demolded. You see what I'm doing. So instead of keeping you, I will just get these filled, and then when we demold, you'll see them all. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, guys, so I went ahead and I took these out just so that they could cool, because where they are thin, you know, I want them to be a little bit firmer. So I took those out when I put the little pieces in, which those are all cooling now. So, oh, in fact, it just shut off. So let's get these demolded and see what we've got. So like I said, I didn't know which way I wanted to mount them. So let's just, all right, so that is the little jar. So I think that is going to be pretty. And then it's going to go like this. And then the candle is going to sit on the top of it like that. And I might do something with that. So let's get the other ones out. And there are a few micro bubbles around the very bottom. But either way, it's not going to show. It's either going to be the bottom of the jar or underneath the coaster piece. So either way, it's not going to show. I guess I'm going to have to invest in some different holiday glitters here. Because, you know, we've got, after Halloween, we've got Thanksgiving, and then we've got Christmas. So, I mean, I only have like one red and one green glitter, so yeah. All right, let's just get these back. Okay, so it's either going to be like this, or I'm actually thinking, I think I'm going to do it this way. Because this is like the real shiny part. I mean, we could do it like that, but that covers too much of this jar. So we're going to do it this way. So we're going to glue that in the center. And then that's the other one. So I'll just show you the jars like up close. I am going to trim these down just a bit. And hang on here, I gotta. I mean, it's not sharp, but I don't want it like sticking up either if I can help it. That way we have a nice flush bottom. One I did fill a little bit more than the others. I think it's this one here. That was a big gouge. But then, you know, you could put like some flowers around the bottom, or just kind of dress them up. However, I don't know what I'm going to do with mine yet, but and this one doesn't have much of a lip at all. All right, let me get this cleaned up. So I'm going to use E6000 on All right, I guess before I go too much further, let me pull out all the little pieces. That we ended up making. So this is the one I was hoping that would be wide enough. But of course, you know, I only made one of the longer emblems, but so if this was a different color, that would be really cute on the edge. So if we made a bunch of them, you know, but then we could also mount it to the jar as like a little embellishment, but I think it takes away from it because these are definitely more matte. Let's see what the bigger ones look like, because there are two different style molds. So oh, that's really pretty too. That would be pretty on there. All right, so we might not add them to these pieces, but at least we will know what they look like for future jars. Oh, that's really nice. That would be nice on a tall, you know, something tall like that. And there's just a little bit of silicone stuck in here. All right. And I will link these in the description. Because I think these are going to be really nice to add to almost anything, really. That's really nice. And I didn't get any bubbles, guys. You know, if it was like a bigger, or a tray, even on the side of a tray, that would be pretty. So let me just get these out so we can see them. This one I have some overage, but this is really cute too. So if we did like the ribbon in silver on that, that would be really pretty. Or did like a buffing, rub and buff wax, which I'm going to try to figure out how to make some because I don't have any. And I think that would be really cool on these little pieces. I'm just trying to get these now because this is the easiest time to get them off. Like the last ones I did, I waited to do some of them, and yeah, it was a pain in my butt. But again, that's a really pretty one. And this one shouldn't have too much because I cleaned this one up. My husband yelled down to me and I had to run upstairs really quick and I didn't clean up the last few, so. But again, another really nice details on them. All right. Oh, I like that. Very Victorian looking. I don't know what it is, but I'm into that look right now. And then, of course, the only one that we have two of is these little guys here. But yeah, look at how cute those are. You know, you could put them like that and then put something else in the middle. All kinds of things. So, let's, all right, let me see. I'm going to do them this way. So, let's just, oh my gosh. Gotta use my big pliers. All right. So. And I do want some right around that edge. Making sure it's not sharp, and just like that. So, I mean, worst case scenario, you could even put a tea light underneath the jar and light the bottom part up. So I'm going to get these all glued on. Just going around to make sure there's nothing sharp on it. Oh, but I wanted to check something else first before I went and did this, but we'll see. All right, so push that down. These don't have much weight, but so my other thing was I was thinking of I just don't know how how it would look. If I just went around the edge. Oh. I went like that. That actually doesn't look bad. I got an itch on my arm, guys. Hang on. What to do. So if I went around there like that. just don't know if this would be the best one because it's like multicolored. It's got blues and pinks in it. And I don't know if I have enough of this one. Oh, I might. As I drop everything else on the floor. Let's just see what this one would look like. Oh, I kind of like that. All right, let's do one, and then we'll glue it together, and we will just kind of see, because then I can always just wrap the rest around. Okay. And so I will add a little tiny bit of the E6000 to the beginning of putting this on. Yeah, that I think it's gonna need that. Yeah, that looks really good. And then I got a little glue there from my finger. I'll have to clean that up after. So let's just get this stuck down. And making sure that's pushed down and that's centered. And then we would have our three different candle holders. So let me put that on the floor, and let's get some batteries in these candles. And these candles have a timer. So it has off, on, and timer. So when you put your batteries in, if whatever time you turn them on, they will stay on for, I believe these are 6 hours. If I can find these candles in the description box, I will try to put them. Now, obviously, they're not going to show up much here because, well, my lights are on, but I will bring them up and show you in the dark. Oh. Come on. Well, Michelle, if you put it on the right way, it would go on. And again, you can't really see too much. Let's see. All right, that one was just a smidge off. And I know I had 6 batteries right here. So I kind of have all my lights going on at about the same time. So all of a sudden you'll see a light, and it's on timer. All right. So now we've got to cut 2 more lengths and try to get this on without disrupting my glue. I'm gonna cut just a bit longer. I'd rather cut it on the piece. All right, before I cut the other one, I'm gonna just make sure this, yeah, okay. So if I do another one the same length, then I'm not messing around. That way there, it just helps give a little bit more sparkle, I think. So, again, I'm gonna just start a little bit of the glue just to give it that extra little bit of hold. These stick pretty well, but I would rather be safe than sorry. And this way here, if there are any like little bubbles on the edge of your coaster, which I do have a few little micro bubbles, this is a good way of disguising it. There we go. And then we'll just set that as the back. Yeah. So we've got 2 down and 1 to go. So basically what I do is I put the glue and then I kind of spread it out a little bit. And then when I put my, this first strip, I kind of put it in the middle of that so it leaves some on the other side. See how I'm leaving some on the other side? Oh, come on. I'm not going to put the bling wrap in there. If you guys want it, just put it in the comments and I will get you the link. I got this on Amazon. I don't know how many of you like the, you know, the real blingy stuff, or, you know, so. There we go. And that needs to get cut down just a smidge more. It's not quite laying flat. There we go. Much better. And just make sure you wipe your snippers and your scissors after you've cut it, because it will leave like a sticky residue. Okay, now we have got all three of our gorgeous little candles. So I will get you guys some final pics. Let me know in the comments what you thought, what I could do maybe next time to do something different. You know, give me some ideas. I like it when you guys give me ideas. It might take me a little while to put my brain through it, but we'll get there. Alrighty, guys. Have a fantastic night, and I will see you on the next one. Bye, guys.